So welcome to Verilog HDL subject. Okay. So today we will see about the module second, that is basic concepts. So in the previous the classes we have seen module one. Okay. In that we have seen what you mean by the Verilog HDL. Okay. So what it consists of, and basically the Verilog HDL is the Verilog means hardware description language, which is used to describe the digital hardware. Okay. So now by using HDL, so we can simulate the designs, the complex designs, and we can see whether is it will it work or not. Okay, so before going to design and implement in hardware, exact in the physical hardware, so we can, by using HDL, so we can check, or we can check the functionality of the circuit. Okay, so before going into hardware, we can check in the simulation whether that the circuit is working properly or not. Okay, so and also we have seen the typical design flow, the while designing, what are the procedure we need to follow while designing HDL. Okay, so and importance of HDL and popularity, and what are the trends. Okay, so all those things we have seen, and with this, and while designing, what are the design methodologies, the top down design methodology and the bottom up. And for that we have seen the ripple carry counter we have taken as example, and we have written, means we have seen the how to write the design block and stimulus block and results of that. Okay, so all those things we have seen in the module 1. Okay, and also the different HDL, the different abstraction models or levels. There are 4 different abstraction levels. Okay, so that also we have seen in brief. Okay, so this all what we have seen with module 1. So now we will start with the module 2. Okay, so in module 2 we will see the contents will the module 2 will go like this: the lexical conventions, data types, the system tasks, and compiler directives. Okay, so today in this class we will see about the lexical conventions. Okay, so what are these, the lexical conventions? So lexical conventions are basically, these are, we call a stream of the tokens. Okay, the stream of tokens what we will use in the while writing the code. Okay, so the coding is the different, means while coding, some the keywords will be there, and the method, what some keywords and what are the logic we need to write. Depending upon that, we will write the code by using the abstraction levels. Okay, while writing the code, so to get readability, okay, to understand the code the properly, to write it properly, so we need to use some the conventions. Okay, the lexical, the conventions. So in that we have, so these are the different lexical conventions. So that is white space, comments, operators, number specification, strings, identifiers and keywords. Okay, and escape identifiers. So these are the lexical conventions. Okay, so these we call as the tokens of the language. Okay, so now we will start with the first one, the white space. So in the white space, so we have in the white space, so white space is nothing but, so these are the 3 what we are seeing here. Okay, so white space, these are white spaces. In that, the blank space, tab, new line, so all these things, the whatever the slash b, slash t and slash n, so all these things we have seen in the is similarly like the C language. Okay, in the C language, in the printf. Okay, so or in the in the printf, at the last we have seen, if there is any next printf, so \n colon here. Okay, so printf some data \n, and we have seen, so that will go to the next line or new line. Okay, so similarly we have also seen \t means tab. Okay, so in like in C, in the Verilog also, so while writing the code, okay, so while writing the code, we can use these blank spaces, tabs. For example, okay, so suppose next we'll see, suppose if I want to declare as input a comma b. Okay, if I want to declare input a comma b, so in that case, for readability, I'll make input, I'll give space, double space, comma. If I want to give like this, so I can give the space here. Okay, so basically to read properly, okay, to understand properly, we can use the blank space and tab. Okay, even suppose there is a one line. Okay, so here one statement. Okay, so for example, so input. Okay, this has only a. Suppose one more output is there. For example, I want to declare output. Okay, this says b comma c comma d. I'll give like this. So there is a gap in the first line and second line. Okay, this one, by using the tab, what you can give? Input, okay, a, and output, okay, b comma c. Here means the whatever the semicolon we are saying in the same line, means there is a start and end of the statements at the same place. So this is how we can look better, the code can look better, and it can be readability by using the blank space or the tabs like that. Okay, so this is we call as a the white spaces. Okay, so the white space is one of the lexical conventions. Okay, the next one, the comments. Okay, so the comments are the very important. So comments also, it will be used for understanding the code or debug the code. Okay, so if you write the code continuously like this without any comments, okay, so user cannot understand, or some other person cannot understand, so where the start, where the end, and what this particular block, what it will do, what are the first two lines will do, what are the second lines will do, unless until they know thoroughly the what the each instruction will do. Okay, so for the beginner, it is the best approach, and even for the beginner and also for the coder itself. So after long back, if you want to see once again the code, so without any comments, so again you need to go for the individual lines or the portion of the set of lines what it will do. Okay, so because of that, the comments are very important. For example, if you have the set of code, so like this, so above that we can write the comment, so what this the portion will do. Okay, for example, so this is the clock generation, so you can write the comment, the clock generation. So whatever it is, like basically the comment. Okay, in the C also we have seen the comments. Okay, so double line, whatever we will write opposite to, means whatever we will write opposite to double line, all these things it will consider as a comments. Okay, so this is how, okay, this will consider as a comment. So it can be the expression, for example a plus b, it can be the statements or characters, whatever it is. So whatever we will write after the double quotation, okay, double line, double slash, okay, so that we call as a the comments here. Okay, in that, so one is the single line comment, the multiple line. Okay, as I said, the single line, so suppose this is a statement here for this one, so what this is, what this the statement will do, so that we can write in the single line comment. Okay, so what the logic this statement will do, that we can write in a single line comment. So single line comment is, we can write the comment by using the double slashes. Suppose if I want the multiple, for example, suppose I want to write some 2-3 sentences, okay, or I want to comment the small portion, I don't want to execute that. So in that case, suppose the set of lines I don't want to execute at present. Okay, in that case, what I can do is slash star and star slash. Okay, in between this, what are the lines will come, all these things it will be treated as comment, and it will not be considered for execution. Okay, so this we call as multiple line comment. So as you are shown here, slash star and star slash. Okay, so this is we call as a the comment, so which is the one more the lexical convention, so that is the comments. Okay, so which will be using for the readability, understandable of the codes. Okay, the next one, the operators. Okay, so if you come to the operator, okay, in HDL, okay, in detail we'll see the later in next subsequent chapters, but here we are briefing. Okay, so what are the lexical conventions what we are using in the code, HDL code. So in the operators there are 3 types. So as we are mentioning here, the unary, binary, ternary. Okay, so as the name suggests, so unary means single, so binary means 2, ternary means 3. Okay, so there are three operators are there. Okay, so unary, binary and ternary. Okay, so unary means the single operand, binary means the two operands, and ternary means the three operands here. Okay, means the number of operands, number of operators, and also number of operands what we are using here also. Okay, so here you can see the first line, here. A is equal to, what is there, A is equal to not of B. Okay, so here the operator, so what is the difference between operator and operand? So here, as I in the comment itself, you can see here only the use of the comments. So in the comment, so whatever this negation, okay, the negation what we are calling, this is the unary operator. So why we call as unary operator? So this symbol is using only for the single operand. So what is B? B is nothing but the variables. That variables we call as a operands. Okay, operands are the one on which the operation can be done. So here this is the operator and this is the operand. Okay, so this unary operator can perform only on the single operand. So because of that we call as a unary operator. Okay, means we can't use this operator on the multiple by using multiple operands. That is unary. Okay, if you take the secondary, okay, we can see here AND operation. Okay, so double AND is a AND operation. So in detail you will see whether is it the binary logical AND or bitwise AND, that we will see later. So at present the first one is a unary negation operator and this one is a AND operation. So now here in the AND operation, so the operator is between the two operands. One is this one and one more is this one. The operator is between two operands, means this operation is happening on the two operators here. So because of that we call as the binary operator. Okay, similarly, okay, this all together means the ternary. So ternary operator is, that is question mark and colon. Okay, the question mark and colon. So this ternary operator is operating on three operands. So one is B, C and D. Okay, similarly like conditional statement in C. Okay, so A is equal to B slash C into means colon D. Means how this will work? If B is true, okay, if B is true, assign C to A. If B is true, assign the value of C to A. Suppose if B is false, okay, means 0. If B is false, then assign D to A. Okay, so if B is 1, assign C to A. If B is 0, okay, this when B is equal to 1, so when B is equal to 0, if B is equal to 0, assign D to A. If B is equal to 1, assign C to A. Means the basically the question mark and colon operator working on the three operands. So because of that we call as the ternary operator. Okay, so this B and will this will do the AND operation between the B and C. Okay, for example, if both our value are 1 1, then A is 1. If any one of the operand is 0, then the output is 0. The AND truth table. Okay, so similarly the first one is negation. If B is 0, then A value will be 1, that is negation of 0, that is 1. If B is 1, then negation of 1 is A value is 0. Okay, so we are not concentrating on the functionality of this here. Okay, we are concentrating what are the operators and how it will be used. Okay, so these are basically there are again different means these are the types of operators. Okay, unary, binary, ternary. In binary many operators will come, okay, and in unary many operators will come. So these are type of unary, binary, ternary type of the operators. Okay, the next one, After seeing the operators, the next one is number specification. Okay, so while writing the code we will use numbers. Okay, so usually what are the different types of numbers? Decimal, octal, binary and hexadecimal. Okay, so these are the basic the different types of numbers what we will use in the digital systems: decimal, octal, binary and hexadecimal. Okay, so how to use these things in the Verilog HDL. Okay, so now how we can define the numbers is the format for that is this one: size, base format, size, base format and number. Okay, so now as I said, if the decimal is there, use D. Hexadecimal we can use H. For binary we can use B, and octal we can use O. Okay, so this is the format. In this format we can use the numbers. Okay, so how we can use this? Okay, so this is how we can use the numbers here, the same continued part. So here if you see the first one, okay, what it is there? 4 dash, okay, and B 111. Okay, so here what was the format? Size, base format and number. So this is a size, so this will represent what is the number of bits. So how many number of bits in this number? It is in terms of bits. Okay, so next, this is a base format. What is a base? Means as we call as radix or base number. Okay, so what is a base? So B means the binary. Okay, this is a value. Okay, what value in binary? That is 1111, 4 bits. So 4 bits are there, 4 number of bits and 4 values are there. So this we call as the binary format. Okay, binary format for 4 bit value. Similarly the second one, 12 dash H ABC, what we are saying here. So 12 is nothing but the number of bits. 12 is number of bits. H represents hexadecimal. Okay, so hexadecimal numbers 0 to F. Okay, 0 to F means 0 to 9 and A to F. Okay, so here this is hexadecimal number A B C. So why here it is 3 and here it is 12? So as I said, 12 is the number of bits. Okay, this is the base hexadecimal. So A means each hexadecimal we can represent with the 4 bits. So what is a basically A means? A means in binary it is 1010. So B means 1011. So C means it is 1100. So totally there are 4 plus 4 plus 4, the 12 bits. Okay, so H is a what base we are using for the number, that is hexadecimal. Number of bits is 12, 4 plus 4 plus 4. Okay, so this is how we can represent the numbers. Okay, in decimal. So 16 is number of bits, D is decimal. What is the decimal value? 255. Okay, so 255 is the value. Number of bits, the 16, and the decimal, the base of the number is decimal here. Okay, this is how we can use the numbers while assigning and using in the equation the numbers in the what is it? A Verilog HDL. Okay, the next one, the unsized numbers. Okay, suppose if you don't specify, okay, suppose if you don't specify any size. Okay, suppose I have not specified any size here. You can see here I have not specified any size. So in that case, if size is not mentioned, so default it will take as a 32 bit. If size is not mentioned, default it will take as a 32 bit. Okay, and default it will think as decimal. Okay, default it will think as a decimal. So you can see here the numbers that specified without base format, the specification are decimal numbers by default. Suppose, so what is the format here? Size, base and number. Okay, size, base and number. Suppose if I have not specified any base here, then it will be considered as a decimal, because the same 2 3 4 5 6, it can be octal because octal number is 0 to 7. It can be hexadecimal or it can be decimal. It cannot be binary because these are not the binary numbers. Okay, so the same number can be octal, hexadecimal or decimal. Okay, but if I not specified means it will take as a decimal only. So that is the meaning of that. So here HC3. So as I told, the base is mentioned, the value is mentioned, but not the size. Okay, if size is not mentioned, so as I told earlier, it is 32 bit. So 32 bit will be used for the default if we don't specify the size. Okay, the same thing here, O21, so that is also 32 bit octal number. So this is with respect to how we can specify the numbers in Verilog HDL. Okay, the same thing again. So in the while specifying the numbers, you'll use some other notations. So notations in the sense, so as we are saying here, x and z values. Okay, x and z. So x and z means, the x and z means, x means unknown, z means high impedance. So this is x and this is z. Okay, so what do you mean by unknown and high impedance? So unknown means the value is valid, so it can be 0 or 1. Unknown, so we don't know the value whether is it 0 or 1, so that is unknown, that we call as a x. But if you come to the high impedance, so there is no valid what is that, there is no valid value. Okay, means the value is between 0 to 1, the value is between 0 to 1, so it is a high impedance state. So neither, so what is the basically 0 and 1, we call this as 0 and this as 1, means in terms of voltage this is 5 volts or 0 volts. Okay, so high impedance is somewhat in between, so we can't define the specific value. Okay, so it is not, we can define, it is not a valid signal, so that we call as a the high impedance. So now suppose so if you see practically, okay, while writing the code, in many places we will use, we need required the unknown and high impedance. Okay, depending when we come to the practical thing, it means write the programs, so then we will come to know. So for example, so if you take the don't care itself, means if you already, yeah, in terms of decoders and encoders, the priority encoder, okay, so you'll write like this in the priority encoder. Okay, so you'll write like this. Okay, so this means the don't care, means whether it can be 0 or 1. If this is 0, write specific value. Okay, so in that case we can use the, means the numbers we will use in the unknowns. Okay, for example, if there is 4 combination for 2 bits, for 0 0 I need to do some task, for 0 1 I need to do some task, for 1 0 and 1 1 I will not do anything, means I don't want I don't bother when the input is 1 0 or 1 1. Okay, so in that case we can take this as a x. Okay, so this we'll see with example later. So at present, unknown means the valid signal. Okay, as I told the example here, 12-H13x means this number is, number of bits is 12, base is 13, sorry, base is hexadecimal, and 13x. So x is the 4-bit hexadecimal, so it can be anything, means it can be 0 to f. Okay, so whatever may be the value, it may be 130 to 13f. Okay, whatever may be the value, I will not consider the last digit, that is 0 to f. Okay, so this is how we can use the unknown values. Okay, similarly here 6-H means all the 6 bits in this number, all the 6 bits, it is x only, it can be 0 or 1, will not bother. Okay, so this is how, suppose in the application if we need, so we can specify like this. Okay, the high impedance we can use with a z. So 32 what is this, bz means all the 32 bits are high impedance only. Okay, so this will be used in the tri-state buffer. Okay, so what is the tri-state buffer? So okay, so buffer, so if you take like this, okay, so if this is an enable signal, okay, tri-state buffer. Okay, suppose if it is x equal to 0, suppose this x equal to active low, then we can transfer from A to B. Okay, so otherwise if this is x is 1, okay, then I will put a high impedance value. Okay, here whatever it is A, so A will be assigned with the high impedance value, so like that. Okay, so depending upon application, we actually require, we will use x and that is unknown and high impedance. Okay, so application we will see later. So how to represent, we are seeing here. So we can represent x and z like this, we can use the numbers like that. Okay, so now the negative numbers, so even we can use the negative numbers here. So how to use negative numbers is, so the basic format is, as I told, size, base and number. Okay, so if you want to use negative number before the size, okay, so before the size we need to put a minus sign. So as we can see here, minus 6d3. Okay, so 6 is number of bits and d is decimal, 3 is means 3 is of decimal type, and minus. So what it will store? The 2's complement of 3. Okay, so basically it is binary only, but representing in decimal. Okay, so while storing, the 2's complement of 3 will be stored in the whatever the variable what we are assigning. For example, okay, suppose if I take b is equal to what we are, b is equal to minus 8 b 4. Okay, if I specify like this, sorry, so b means sorry, in binary I need to give, so b is equal to minus 8 dash d4, means 4 means it is a decimal. Okay, or we can use h also. So in this case, the 2's complement of the 4 will be assigned to b here. Okay, so this is how we can use the negative numbers in Verilog HDL, and this is illegal what he specifies, means the minus sign, it must be used before the size, not after the base format or some other place. Okay, so this is with respect to okay, the high impedance and unknown values and the negative numbers. Okay, the next one, so here again while specifying the number, okay, underscore and question marks. Okay, so we will use, these are one more lexical conventions, underscore and the question mark. Okay, so we will use the underscores. So why we will use underscores? To readability properly, to read the numbers properly. For example, if I write continuously 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 like this, okay, so it is somewhat difficult to read. So instead of that, if I write 0 1 1 dash means underscore, then 1 0 1 1 underscore 1 1 1 0, if I write like this, so it is easy to read. So this is 7, so this is 1 0 1 1 is B. Okay, and this is E, means 14. Okay, so like this the group we can divide and we can read the numbers easily. So as we are mentioning here, 12 bits, 4 ones underscore 40 and 1010. Okay, the same thing we can use for giving the name also. For example, if you want to give the name as clock generation, the clock underscore I can give as gen, means the variable name I can give like this. So in between the names I can use as a underscore. Okay, so we can't use the space. Okay, space we can use comma a space like this, but in between the names, okay, between the name within one name we can't use the space. Okay, so this is underscore will be used for the readability. Similarly, the question mark. Okay, so question mark, as it suggests, alternative of the high impedance. Okay, suppose here the example what we are seeing, 4 dash b 10 question mark. Suppose if I use 4 dash b 10 question mark like this, the question mark is nothing but that will be replaced with the high impedance. So instead of high impedance, so we can use the question mark also. Okay, so this is one more notation what we are using in the as a lexical convention in Verilog HDL. The next one is strings. So strings is the common concept. So string is nothing but group of the characters. Okay. So now like in C only. So as we are seeing, hello Verilog world. So whatever we will write within the quotation, double quotation. Okay. So whatever we will write within double quotation, so it will be acting like a string. So even blank space it will take as a one of the string character. Okay, blank space also it will be taken as a string character. Okay, similarly it doesn't mean that only the name. Okay, so even we can specify the expressions also. For example, if I want to express a plus b plus c as a string, so I can specify like this. So within the string it will take as a it will not take as expression, it will take as a operators, it will not take as operators, it will take as a string if I specify within the double quotation. Okay, so this is the strings will be used while printing the names, or if you want to specify the equations, all those things. Okay, so this is string is one of the lexical conventions. Okay, the next one, identifiers and the keywords. Okay, so identifiers and keywords. So keywords are the special identifiers okay, reserved to define the language constructs. Means the keywords are the fix. So fix in the sense there is a standard keywords that must, means that we need to use, that we must use the keywords while writing the code, and it is in the lower case. So it is not in the upper case, because the Verilog is case sensitive. So we need to, we can't, means for example the keyword is reg. Okay, the keyword is reg, so we need to use small letter only, we can't use like this caps. Okay, so this is case sensitive. So keywords are the special identifiers. Okay, that we call as a even the library functions. Okay, the library default, means the library keywords or library functions we call as the keywords. So suppose if I'm using like this, reg space value, in this one reg is a keyword and value is a identifier. Okay, so value is nothing but a name here, the variable name. So like abc I am using as the variable name as value, so that we call as a identifiers. Okay, the whatever the variable names what I am using, that we call as a identifiers, and the keywords are the one, so which is the library functions, the each individual usage of these keywords. So we'll see in the subsequent, in the next chapter. Okay, so at present we need to see what are keywords. Keywords are the library functions, that must be lowercase. So in these two statements, reg is keyword and here input is a keyword. Suppose as we have seen, for any problem or any design we must specify what are the inputs and outputs. Okay, so we need to know what are inputs. For that, input is a keyword, not inputs, input only. Okay, so input is a keyword, so that is a keyword. Then what are the inputs that we will specify, that is user defined, so that we call as a identifiers. Okay, so this is with respect to the keywords and identifiers. And one more thing, the identifiers we can use, the first letter must be letter only, means character. The first name, the name of the identifier should start with a letter. So later on we can use underscore and we can use dollar, so whatever it is. Okay, so this is what with respect to the keywords and the identifiers. Okay, the next one, the last the lexical convention, that is escaped identifiers. Okay, means basically identifiers is the variable name, so in which we are using in the code. Okay, so now suppose, okay, instead of the value, okay, the clock, okay, some other name, means maybe person name, okay, or the name like JEC, okay, whatever it is. Okay, instead of name, suppose if I want to use the special characters, for example in the name itself I want to use a plus b. Okay, the variable name itself I want to use a plus b, so in that case we need to use the backslash. Okay, in that case I need to use backslash, so this will be considered as a name, this will be considered as name. For example, So here one more name he has given, my name, double star, so star star my name. Okay, star is again one more operator that we will see in subsequent chapters, but here if I specify like this, it will not be considered as a operators. Okay, so basically the different types, so escaped identifier is the different type of identifiers what we can use by using the backslash. Okay, suppose the name itself I want to give as expression, so in that case we can use the backslash, that is escape identifiers. Okay, so these are the different the lexical conventions, the identifiers, the keywords, strings, and while representing the number, so what are the things we can consider: underscore, question mark, x and z, how to represent negative numbers, size numbers, unsized numbers. Okay, so the types of operators and comments and white spaces. Okay, so this all we have seen in today's class, that is lexical. So in the next class we will see with the data types.